Hey everyone, it's Curtis here with another On The Back Wheel video. Today I'm going to talk about a bike I find really interesting, the new updated dual sport from SWM, the 2021 RS500R. Okay, since a lot of people probably don't know much about SWM, I'll give you a very brief history of the brand. Basically, these are the Husqvarna bikes from before they were purchased by KTM. The brand itself is Italian, they're run by the former technical manager for Husqvarna and funded by Ray. The bikes themselves are still made in the old Husqvarna factory in Italy. Now that's out of the way, let's talk about the bike. Oh yeah, if you like what I'm doing, hit that like button and subscribe. So why do I find the RS500R intriguing? Well, while definitely an enduro bike at heart, the 500 is a little bit more trail orientated than your Beta and KTMs. Don't get me wrong, the SWM is essentially the same as the old 2010 era TE510s, but there are some differences here to make them a bit more suited to trail riding. Alright, first up, let's go over what's new with the 2021 model. Probably the most noticeable change is the colour and new styling. The previous models were black, white and red. Now we have this pretty schmick looking black and yellow. I dig it. In addition to the new styling, there's a new headlight and some different indicators. The seat has been reshaped to make it more comfortable. Looking at the seat, there's definitely some more padding on the top compared to the old models. The bike also has new Euro 4 engine mapping and a strengthened subframe. The previous model had some issues with hot starting, so hopefully this has been fixed on the new model. If we go over the specs, the bike has a 501cc single cylinder, Mikuni EFI, hydraulic clutch and a 6-speed transmission. Now I know for a fact that the previous model puts out a ton of power, and I can't see things being any different here with the new mapping. We'll have to see though when it comes out. Suspension wise, we've got 48mm adjustable Kaiba forks, a Kaiba shock and 11.8 inches of ground clearance. Unfortunately, the fuel tank is pretty tiny at 7.2 litres, what's that, about 1.8 gallons? And while the claimed weight is 255 pounds, there's definitely some porkies going on here. The previous year with the ghastly evac canister was weighed in at about 285 pounds without fuel. So some of these specs are great, but some like the tank size and weight are a bit meh. But this bike has some pretty cool details I haven't mentioned yet. First up is the price. It's $7,795. That's a pretty damn good price if you ask me, especially with the components it has. Second are the service intervals. 1,200 miles for oil changes. That's not too bad. It takes a decent amount of oil too, 1.7 litres when you do both the oil and filter. So now you might be able to see why my title is spruiking this as a potential lightweight adventure bike. Now the weight, while it is a little heavy for an off-road bike, a lot of that is in the dual pipes. SWM sell a single arrow exhaust that nets you 9 pounds, and they also have a remap that gets you a bit more power. For those out of California, you can ditch that evac canister to save a bit more weight too. Like the CRF 450L, the RS500R has a decent subframe, that's why it weighs a little bit more as well. This allows you to carry a bit of gear in the back. Now, I'm not saying you can tour the world on one of these things, far from it, but if you're looking to do some longer rides and you're covering big dirt miles, you can put some tools in the back, a roto packs, some camping gear, and I think this would be a really good alternative to something like the 450L, and a lot cheaper too. Or you could just ride as a dirt bike and not have to change the oil as much. People have already been setting up the previous model for lightweight adventure riding too. The SWM Super Dual screen fits, and you can throw on a bigger tank, a seat concept seat, and you're ready to rock. Now in Australia, the SWMs have a fairly good set of dealers and everything's laid out on their website. Here in the States, I can't even find a proper website for them, and I had to use Google Maps to find their dealers. Here's hoping some more dealers pop up and the distributor sorts out that website situation. Personally, I think these look pretty damn good. I used to own a TE450, it was a good bike. My brother's still got a TE510. It's very similar to this one. Is anyone else keen to try one of these out? As a dirt bike or maybe even as a light adventure bike? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching everyone. Feel free to hit that subscribe button and keep it on the back wheel.